little falcons. So a couple of days ago, Mrs. Arnold read a book called Frog on a Log that was fiction, and it was about a frog on a log. And I was very excited when I found this book today, Red-Eyed Tree Frog, because it is a nonfiction book about a frog. It's written by Joy Cowley and photographs by Nick Bishop, and it's published by Scholastic. Some of you might have found this book in your book bags that we gave you. Let's think about what we already know about frogs. Where do they live? Okay, they live in ponds or lakes or rivers. That they're tadpoles. When they're born, they hatch from an egg and they're a tadpole, and then they turn into a frog. And they live in the water. They're an amphibian. We know all kinds of stuff about frogs. But a red-eyed tree frog is a little bit different. This red-eyed tree frog lives in the rainforest. Let's read to find out some more. Red-Eyed Tree Frog by Joy Cowley. Look at that picture. It says that evening comes to the rainforest. What do you remember about rainforests? Right, the rainforests are around the equator, which is the warmest part of the earth, and that rainforests are really warm and very humid. The macaw and the toucan will soon go to sleep. Look at those. But the red-eyed tree frog has been asleep all day. So if the red-eyed tree frog sleeps during the day, what do you think it does at night? Let's stop and think for a minute. It wakes up hungry. What will it eat? What do you think that tree frog is going to want to eat? Here's an iguana. Frogs do not eat iguanas. Do iguanas eat frogs? The red-eyed tree frog does not wait to find out. What do you think? Do you think that iguana would eat that frog? Maybe so. It hops onto another branch. Look at that little frog there. The frog is hungry, but it will not eat the ant. Why do you think this frog won't eat this ant? It will not eat the katydid. I wonder why the frog won't eat that insect. Will it eat the caterpillar? No, the caterpillar is poisonous. Ooh, look at that. Something moves near the frog. What's going to happen? Something slips and slithers along a branch. It is a hungry boa snake. What would you do if you saw that boa snake? Would you stay or would you hop away? The snake flicks its tongue. It tastes frog in the air. Look out, frog! Do you remember when we read about snakes, that snakes smell with their tongue? So it's using his tongue right now to smell that frog. Jump! Look at those legs, how they're outstretched when it jumps. The frog lands on a leaf far away from the boa. What does the frog see on the leaf? A moth. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Scrumptious. The tree frog is no longer hungry. It climbs onto a leaf. What's it going to do now? The red-eyed tree frog shuts its eyes and goes to sleep. As morning comes to the rainforest, we're going to read some more about tree frogs here. It says red-eyed tree frogs live in the swampy parts of rainforests in Central America. They wake up just as the sun is going down and sit in the branches calling to one another. Their call sounds like gluck, gluck, gluck. What did you learn about tree frogs right there in that paragraph? Tell somebody in your house what you just learned right there. Okay, we learned they live in Central America. In many pictures in this book, the red-eyed tree frog looks quite big. Really, it is very small. Its body only about 2 inches long. These 2 pages show the red-eyed tree frog at its actual size. So right here is the actual size of a tree frog. It is 2 inches. That's not very big, is it? It's from there to there. It's a tiny little frog. Tree frogs spend most of their lives in trees. They even lay their eggs in the trees. Wow, that's different than what we learned about frogs, isn't it? The frogs we learned about live in the pond in the water. This tree frog lives in the trees. They even lay their eggs in the trees. The female frog glues her eggs onto the underside of leaves that hang over water. Here the eggs are safe from other animals. When the tadpoles hatch, they drop into the water, where they feed and grow until they turn into baby frogs. Then they are ready to leave the water and climb up nearby plants. Let's stop and think about, what did we learn about a tree frog right there in that paragraph? How are they the same as the other frogs we learned about? Right, they're tadpoles, and they're born in the water. Special suckers on the tree frog's toes help it climb and cling to leaves. The red-eyed tree frog also has large eyes to help it see in the dark and look for food. It likes to eat insects, but it has to be very careful. Many insects in the rainforest can defend themselves against hungry animals like frogs. Ants can bite, so they are best left alone. Katydids are often big and have lots of spines, so they are hard to swallow. Many caterpillars defend themselves by being poisonous. Moths, flies, spiders, and small grasshoppers are the tree frog's favorite foods. So let's stop and think again. Think about 2 things you learned in that paragraph about frogs, about a tree frog. Okay, it eats insects. And it needs to be careful about what insects it eats because some are poisonous and some have spines. It also likes to eat moths, flies, and spiders. Ooh, does that sound good to you? Of course, the red-eyed tree frog also has to watch out that it doesn't become dinner for some other animals. A hungry bat might swoop down and snatch it from its perch, or a snake like the baby boa in this book might sneak up on it. The tree frog's green color helps it blend in with its background, making it harder to find. Do you remember what you call that when you blend into the background? Right, camouflage. A red-eyed tree frog will darken in color when it is frightened. What other animal did we read about that changes color if it's scared? Do you remember? A chameleon, right. A chameleon changes color. Before daylight returns, the red-eyed tree frog finds a hiding place among the leaves of trees. It tucks its toes under its chin and belly and flattens its body against a leaf. When it closes its eyes to sleep, only its green back is left showing. It stays hidden until it is ready to wake up again the next morning. That's a lot of information about tree frogs, isn't it? Think about something very interesting that you learned. Find somebody in your house to tell them something you learned about the red-eyed tree frog. Thanks for listening, little falcons. I'll see you next time. Remember to be safe and wash your hands. Bye.